Hello, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to my podcast today, New Life, Old Roots. It's a podcast where we explore how small churches with big hearts are stepping into the future without forgetting where they came from. Today, June 19th, 2025, which is also Juneteenth, we're joined by the Reverend Dr. Malcolm Jordan, affectionately known as Pastor Mac. He's the new pastor at Poplar Springs Baptist Church in the Varina area of Henrico County. He is someone who's bringing new energy and vision to a small church with deep roots. He's joining us to talk about a brand new version of a beloved program that helps shape the generation that is now being relaunched as Kids Club Reloaded. It's got sports, crafts, food, and faith, and it just might be the spark that helps connect this historic church to a new generation of families. Welcome.
Well,
Let's begin with your story.
all right, sounds like a plan. I'm glad to be here.
Can you tell us a little about your previous church and what brought you to Poplar Springs?
Yeah, my previous church was a large church in suburban Richmond. It was what you would call a big tent church.
Okay.
It tried to accommodate everyone through recreation, discipleship. There was a lot going on there. But toward my end of the tenure, the church had began to shift a lot in theology and what they were focusing on. And God told me it was time to head on out and to find something new, and led me, surprisingly, to Poplar Springs Baptist Church, which is not in the city and not large, at least when I got here. And it is it's a yin and yang effect.
Yeah, Poplar Springs is more in the country, so
Yeah.
how do you figure with the city, the country, have you seen a big difference? Or?
Oh, there's a big difference. There's a big, the big difference, I think, there are two, and this will feed into the rest of our conversation here tonight. The first big difference is Poplar Springs, being more of a rural country church, has much more of a friendly attitude, much more of a welcoming attitude, where a city church, even though it was welcoming, it had more of an arrogance of we know how things should be done, we know how the Bible should be taught, we know this. So the difference is at the church I was at, you always had to walk on eggshells.
Wow.
Where at Popular, it's more, if anyone had a disagreement, they would always want to have a conversation. It was never an attack, it was a conversation. The other side is at a bigger church in the city, you're always doing something. The hardest transition I have found is not on Sunday, it's during the week when I don't have as much to do. What am I going to do?
Exactly. Have to find something with your time.
Yeah, I got to find. So that's probably been the hardest challenge. But I've been going out visiting people, going out seeing people, meeting people, and trying to fill that time. But I'll take that any day.
I don't blame you at all. I don't blame you at all. Okay, let's talk about Poplar Springs past a little bit. I know Poplar Springs had a kids club about 20 years ago that ran for many years. I know you weren't here for that, of course.
Oh, yeah.
But you probably heard some from the original members that it was fairly large. I've heard that sometimes we'd have as many as 70 kids here.
Yeah.
What do you think? What kind of impact it had back then that can bridge the future?
Well, I think it served a purpose in the community in that it provided youth ministry, probably more of a youth ministry back then, that wasn't around with the other churches. It provided a lot of energy. It provided a place for teenagers to go on a Friday night, and it provided a space for parents to let them go and to go be on their own, to have date nights or have what have you. And the result of that is the kids found a place to have fun, to eat some good food, and to hear a little bit about Jesus through videos or through whatever devotions that they were doing at the time. And it was very popular because the games were crazy, whether it was a burping contest, whether it was basketball.
That's very different.
They just had a variety. And you had leaders, yourself included, particularly one or two leaders who were over-the-top personalities, who kind of guided that program, and they were a draw. And people would share it with people, and they would keep coming back. So Kids Club is a beloved name historically, at least for 40-year-olds and 30-year-olds and 20-year-olds. It is a beloved name in this community.
Wonderful, wonderful. I heard that some of the kids who came to the original Kids Club and their parents themselves, have you had the opportunity to talk to any of those that came as youth and are now parents and bringing their children?
I have. They're excited that it is back. They smile as they relive their memories of what their childhood was, what their youth was, and they're excited to have their children be a part of Poplar Springs and this new Kids Club.
Okay. Now that we're reviving Kids Club Reloaded, what inspired you to bring it back, and a little bit of the new name? Where do you think that came from?
Well, we have been, since I've gotten here, I've really been trying to navigate with church council and all the leaders, try to navigate how can we truly be a church for our community. This is more, we've been really good at doing one-shots, one big night event, one big this event, but it's not doing any traction.
Right.
And I really feel from the church itself and from the community that this is a place that really longs to spend, these are people that really long to spend time with
Want that connection.
They want that connection. They don't want just a VBS to drop their kids off.
Right.
They want something more regular. And that did lead to the spark of, well, what if we brought Kids Club back? Something that's regular where young families can come. But this time, let's not have the parents drop the kids off. This time, let's bring the parents in.
Get that connection.
And get them connected and get them involved and have things for them to do while their kids are out running around in the gym, or even have them help with different activities. And we feed the parents as we feed the children.
Food is always a draw.
Always a draw. Whether it's pizza, whatever, we serve a lot of pizza, and that's become famous.
Right.
And the goal and the hope of that is to develop a different type, a kids club that is familiar from its roots, but is a different animal as we move into 2025, 2026, and onward.
Okay. Clearly, this is more than just fun and games. What are your hopes for children who walk through the doors each week? How does this Bible study fit into the flow?
Well, I wanted to design this kids club a little different for two reasons. One is, yes, we do have we have a few parents who grew up with Kids Club, but as I look around, I don't see too many adults who are a part of the church or around who were a part of Kids Club because something got missed between there and then. So my goal and my hope is to create a community where these new kids can come and belong, hear about Jesus, and start to plant those seeds in a non-Bible study way, so that when they grow up in faith and are plugged in to our church. To our church and to our community. So we've added in devotion and discipleship, not through a video, but through small groups. They're not long, they're very short, but they are targeted to teach the basic of Christian faith to the children in a indoctrinal way. We want to be friendly, we want to be community, and help the kids to see that there's a God that loves them, and that we love them, and that we care for them, and therefore they're being mentored, they're being cared for, and they want to come back and they want to learn more.
So they look forward to it, want to return.
They want to return.
Wonderful.
And not a single child is complaining about devotion.
Wonderful.
Not a single one.
Wonderful. What's been the response from the church members and the local community here in Varina?
Oh, excitement. One thing that happened when I got here at Poplar Springs, it was a church that was dying. In many ways, it was about 40 people coming. No children, absolutely no children, beyond family members who had grandchildren. What this has been able to do is this has created an avenue to do children's ministry and youth ministry in a church that does not have it. And
it's filling a need.
It's filling a need. And not only is it doing ministry for our church, but we're providing children's ministry and youth ministry for people who go to other churches, but they don't have a student ministry. They don't have a children's ministry. And we're getting people in the community who are coming because they don't want their kids on devices anymore. They want
That's
them
a huge
to
problem
do
now.
something fun. They want them to do something fun and where they feel welcomed and excited. I mean, we have a video game. We have an arcade room, not video game. I mean, arcade.
How many churches can say that?
I know. I tell you, arcade games, pool, all of that. We have that. Basketball goals. We got it all. But we also do crafts. And
so
for
something
kids,
for everyone.
Yes, kids don't like basketball. They
Exactly.
do a craft. And they don't like to play whatever. They can do a craft.
So they have alternatives.
Yes, it's accessible. We have also tried to make this very accessible. If someone comes in with a handicap and can't play baseball that day, well, we're going to have something for them.
Wonderful. Big tent. I love
big
it.
tent.
Okay. This all sounds like such a meaningful way to blend legacy and new life. What's your biggest vision for this ministry, and what do you hope to see it go in the next few years?
I am seeing this ministry as the extension of what happens on Sunday morning.
Okay.
I am seeing this ministry as just as important as Sunday morning, because I know that there are going to be certain families, certain children who are not going to come on Sunday morning, but they will come to a kids club on Friday night.
Right.
And therefore, this is a children's ministry, a youth ministry, a parent ministry. This is church done through recreation and play, where they get to hear the gospel of Jesus Christ in a fun way and be a part of a community known as the church. And I see this growing, and we are already getting people who come and visit on Sunday, and that's fantastic. But if they never visited on Sunday morning, they are still part of our church on Friday night.
Beautiful. And how can listeners, whether they're local families or just people who want to support the effort, how can they get involved or learn more about this Kids Club Reloaded?
Yeah, if you want to be involved, check out our website. Also, check out our Facebook page. It's every other Friday night at 6 o'clock. We have one next Friday, actually, at 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock. And if you think you know what church looks like, if you think you know what church is, then I invite you to come and see church done differently. I want to invite you to come and see how it's not all about sitting in a pew and listening. It's about moving. It's about laughing. It's about hearing the love and grace of God that is reaching out to all of us.
Wonderful. Well, I certainly appreciate having you here today, Pastor Mack. And we've been talking to Pastor Mack from Poplar Springs Baptist Church here in the Varina area. He's sharing how Kids Club Reloaded is opening new doors with sports, crafts, food, and most importantly, faith. And meets families where they are. Thanks for listening to New Life, Old Roots. Until next time, stay rooted and reach forward.